I generated $12,000 last month working 20 hours a week from my laptop. 3 years ago, I was stuck in a cubicle making 50K a year with zero flexibility. The difference? I learned how to freelance the right way. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get into freelancing and start making real money with skills you probably already have. But here's the reality. Freelancing isn't just some magic way to get rich. You need to understand what you're getting into, how to position yourself, and most importantly, how to actually land clients. I didn't take freelancing seriously until about 2 years ago, and now I'm making thousands per month through freelance work alongside my other income streams. I'm going to talk about the skills that actually work for freelancing, how to structure your sales calls to close clients, and what outcomes you should be targeting. The goal here is to give you a clear roadmap to start your freelancing journey. And I'll say this isn't some overnight success story. This stuff takes work, but you can definitely shortcut your progress with the right strategy. So, let's start with the basics. What is freelancing? Simply put, freelancing is taking a skill that you have and selling it as a service to businesses or individuals who need that work done. Instead of working for one company for a salary, you're working with multiple clients on a project basis. The beauty of freelancing is that you're not trading time for money in the traditional sense. You're selling outcomes and results. When I freelance my software skills, I'm not just selling hours. I'm selling a solution to a problem that my client has. That's the mindset shift you need to make when getting into this field. Now, there's two main reasons why freelancing is such a powerful way to make money. First, there's massive demand. Companies need work done, but they don't always want to hire full-time employees. They'd rather pay a specialist to come in, solve a specific problem, and move on. Second, you can charge premium rates because you're positioning yourself as an expert. You're not just an employee who's a jack of all trades. So let's first talk about what skills are actually good for freelancing. Here's the thing, almost any skill can be freelanced if there's market demand for it, but some are definitely easier to get started with than others. Let's start with the most obvious one. If you're in tech, software development, web design, mobile app development, these are gold mines for freelancing. I've made thousands freelancing my coding skills because businesses always need technical solutions. The demand is massive and the pay is good. Writing and content creation is another huge category. Copywriting, blog writing, social media content, email marketing. Businesses need this stuff constantly, and if you can write it in a way that actually converts and drives results, you can charge premium rates. Design work is also incredibly viable. Graphic design, UI UX, logo design, brand identity. If you have an eye for design and you can use the tools needed, there's steady work available. Video editing is exploding right now too, with everyone needing content and making YouTube channels. Here's where it gets interesting. You can freelance almost any professional skill. I know people freelancing accounting services, project management, HR consulting, and even virtual assistants. The key is that you need to solve a real problem for businesses. Marketing and sales skills are particularly valuable. If you can run Facebook ads, manage Google campaigns, do SEO, or help with lead generation, businesses will pay you so well because they directly impact their bottom line with an increase in their marketing. They can literally see the ROI. So all in all, what I'm trying to get at is that there isn't one specific route to success. There's so many different skills that you can use to leverage and become a freelancer with. You just need to find the right one that you align yourself with and go hard. So let's get into the part that trips up the most people, the sales call. This is where you actually convert prospects into paying clients. And I'm going to be honest with you, most people are terrible at this because they approach it completely wrong. The first mistake people make is they think the sales call is about them. They spend the whole time talking about their experience, their skills, their process. It's all wrong. The sales call is about the client and their problems. You need to understand what they're struggling with before you can position yourself as the solution. Here's how I structure my sales calls. And this has been working really well for me for the past couple months. I start by asking questions. What's your biggest challenge right now? What have you tried before? What happens if you don't solve this problem? I'm really just trying to understand their pain points and the cost of not solving them. Once I understand their problem, then I position my service as the solution. I don't just say I can build you a website. I say based on what you have told me, it sounds like you're losing potential customers because your current site isn't converting visitors. I can build you a site that's designed specifically to turn visitors into leads. The key is to connect your service to their desired outcome. They don't care about your process or your technical skills. They care about results. Will this make them more money? Will it save them more time? Will it solve their problems? Another crucial aspect is handling objections. The most common objection is usually with the price. When someone says you're too expensive, what they're really saying is they don't see enough value in what you're offering. So you need to reframe the conversation around ROI. If I'm charging $5,000 for a project and they think it's too much, I'll say something along the lines of, I understand that seems like a significant investment, but based on what you've told me, if this solution brings in just 2 additional clients per month, it pays for itself within 60 days. Everything after that is pure profit for you. You also need to create urgency. Not fake urgency, but real urgency. Maybe you only take on a certain number of projects per month. Maybe their problem is costing them money every day they don't fix it. Give them a reason to make a decision now instead of thinking about it. And here's something most people don't do. Ask for the sale. At the end of the call, you need to directly ask if they want to move forward. Based on everything we've discussed, does this sound like something you'd like to move forward with? Don't just assume that they're going to contact you later. You need to be diligent and hunt them down. So, let's talk about what you should be targeting as desired outcomes when you're getting into freelancing. And I'm going to break this down into 30-day, 90-day, and 6-month goals because that's how you actually make progress. Your 30-day goal should be simple. Land your first paying client. I don't care if it's a small project. I don't care if you're not charging your full rate yet. You need to prove to yourself first that people will actually pay you for your skills. This builds confidence within you and gives you a case study to work with. To hit this 30-day goal, you need to be reaching out to at least 10 potential clients per week. This could be through LinkedIn, email outreach, networking events, or even your own personal network. The key is consistent activity because most people send out 5 messages, get no responses, and give up and say freelancing doesn't work. Your 90-day goal should be to have at least 2 to 3 clients and making at least a couple $100, if not $1,000 per month from freelancing. This is where you start to see that this can actually become a real income stream. You're refining your process, you're getting testimonials, and you're getting a portfolio. By the 6-month mark, if you're working hard and you're really grinding, you should be targeting to have at least $3,000 per month and more, and have a waiting list of potential clients. This is the point where freelancing becomes life-changing money for most people. You might even be considering going full-time at this point. But here's what most people get wrong about desired outcomes. They focus on the money instead of the value they're providing. The money is just a byproduct. If you're consistently delivering results that are worth more than what clients are paying out, the money will eventually follow. Your real desired outcome should be to become known as the go-to person for your specific skill in the market. When someone in your network needs web design, they think of you. When someone needs copywriting, they recommend you. That's where freelancing becomes very powerful. You also want to be moving towards higher value projects over time. Instead of doing $500 logo designs, you want to be eventually doing $5,000 brand identity projects. Instead of $50 blog posts, you're doing $5K content marketing strategies. The goal is to work with better clients on bigger projects to get more money for the work that you're doing. Look, freelancing isn't for everyone, but if you have a valuable skill and you're willing to put in the work to learn how to sell that skill, it can be incredibly rewarding. The freedom to work with who you want, when you want, and charge what you're worth is something most people will never experience. But the big mistake that I see people make is they never start. They spend months trying to perfect that website, their portfolio, their pricing. Just start reaching out to people. Start having conversations, start offering your services, and you'll learn more from one real client conversation than from weeks of planning it. Remember, businesses have problems that need solving, and if you can solve those problems better than they solve them internally, they'll pay you well for it. The opportunity is there, but you have to go and grab it. So to conclude, start by picking a skill, reach out to potential clients, and focus on delivering real value for the clients. The money will eventually follow. I hope this video gives you the necessary tools needed for you to become a great freelancer. It's been your boy Sanchino. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.